Naging mainit nga na usapin ang kontrobersyang ito sa mundo ng social media at pati na rin sa buong bansa. Naging mainit na usapin sa Kamara ang pagtatalo sa pagitan ni na Congressman Rodante Marcoleta at ni Representative Raul Manuel na nagresulta sa masidhing diskusyon ukol sa kakayahan at papel ng bawat isa sa lehislatibo. Sa gitna ng kanilang sagutan, binatikos ni Congressman Rodante Marcoleta si Manuel bilang isang hadlang sa proseso ng Kamara na ani ay dulot ng kawalan nito ng legal na kaalaman bilang hindi siya isang abogado. Samantala, sa gitna ng tensyon sa politika, umuugong ang malita ukol umano'y sa paghahanda ng militar para sa posibleng paglulunsad ng ikalawang People's Power na pangungunahan daw umano ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ang usapin ay nagpahiwatig ng tila muling pagbabalik ng dating Pangulo sa eksena ng politika sa gitna ng malawakang diskusyon ng publiko sa kasalukuyang administrasyon. Ayon sa mga ulat, ang planong People Power ay sinasabing tugon sa lumalalang sitwasyon ng gobyerno, partikular na sa mga isyu ng katiwalian at kawalan ng direksyon sa pamamahala. Nagpapakita ito ng patuloy na impluensya ni Duterte sa masa at sa militar na ngayon sinasabing handa ng kumilos kung kinakailangan. Sa harap ng mga kontrobersya, nanatiling sentro ng atensyon si Marcoleta sa Kamara dahil sa kanyang matalas na pagsasalita laban sa mga kapwa mambabatas. Si Raulo Manuel na kumakatawan sa mga kabataan ay nanatili lamang matatag sa kanyang paninindigan sa kabila ng mga pambabatikos. Ang kanilang iringan ay patuloy na sinusubaybayan ng publiko na nagdaragdag pa ng init sa politikal na klima ng bansa. Habang lumalalim ang mga usapin, ang posibilidad ng People's Power ay magiging mas seryosong paksa ng diskusyon sa ngayon na nanatiling palaisipan kung magaganap nga ba ito kung paano ito makaapekto sa hinaharap ng bansa. Well, para nga sa kabuang detalye at impormasyon ay panoorin na lamang natin ang buong video at huwag din kakalimutang mag-subscribe lalo na kapag bago ka pa lamang sa ating channel. At syempre huwag din kalimutang mag-iwan ng like at i-share ang ating mga videos para hindi ikaw lang ang maging aware sa kung anong nangyari sa ating bansa. Muli po maraming salamat and God bless.
Siya yan, oh.
What is the worst?
Well, we'll slap our hands and say that the military is takot. Yes, sinabi mo eh. Hindi ko sinabi yan. Ikaw ang nagsabi.
What is the worst manifestation?
Siya yan, oh. Hindi ako.
What is the worst?
Sinabi ko lang, it is only the military who can correct it. Basta hindi yan kudita, hindi yan ano. Basta sabi lang ng military, you are oppressing people and you are spending our money like water. Pati kami in the coming days, it is only the military who can correct it.
Are you saying a military junta can answer?
No. Sinabi ko sa lahat yan, magtanong ka ng sundalo niya, mga opisyal dyan. Sinabi na magpunta ka. Sinabi ko lang, it is only the military who can correct it. Now, to answer your question, ibig kong sabihin ang military, well, it's an option sa military. One, they just can sit there sa upuan nila, doon sa bukid, maglinis ng baril. Magsabi lang sila na we are not anymore. Hindi na sila magkudita na magpunta yung tangki digira na. Sabihin lang nila na ayaw na namin yung laro ninyo. Out kami dyan. Kasi kung walang military, yung laro nila, wala na.
What do you mean out, Mayor?
Getting out means
I don't know. Basta hindi yan kudita, hindi yan ano. Basta sabi lang ng military, you are oppressing people and you are spending our money like water. Pati kami in the coming days, mawawalaan kami ng aming retirement, magalaw. Hindi kami sasali sa inyo. Great question would be, yung ito with sincerity, Kayo bang mga military pati police, would you still continue to support a drug addict? Alam ninyo kung mana, tanungin mo lang yung Presidential Security Command, puro military man yan. You did not go far. Yung mga tao ninyo sa military. Hanggang kailan kayo magsuporta ng drug addict na presidente? Sabihin mo sa amin. Kasi nagpapatulong kami to get the answers. Sana we cannot get a correct and accurate or true answer from kami ang magtanong. Barado kami ngayon eh. So under the constitutional provision of the right to be heard, kailangan sagutin ninyo yan.
But would it help if one would...
The right to be heard, the right to be informed, importante yan. Constitutional provision yan, Mr. General sa military. And the right of the people to seek redress of grievance. Kayo lang ang makabigay niyan ngayon. The right of information, you protect that right and allow us to use it. And we are seeking for redress of grievance of the abuses of government. Huwag na lang yung dalawang babae na inaano nila. Karaming sabi, ganon, tantrum. Hysterical yun, hindi yun ano. Eh, kung ikaw may kasama ka na worker mo, delirium na, what are you supposed to do? Ako sa isang tanong naman. Mr. Military, give us that right. The right of information that is true and correct, the right of redress of grievance, and the right to protect us.
To be short of challenging Browner na. To be short of challenging Browner na.
Wala akong tina-challenge. I don't have challenge to anybody. I'm challenged to the military itself. The whole of the military, kasi sila ang supposed to be protector of the Constitution. Now tell me, kung protector sila ng Constitution, are they willing to still protect the president who is a drug addict for another 4 years? At kung sabihin mo hindi nila alam, address, sabihin ko, wag tayo magbulahan. Alam ninyo yan noon, alam ninyo ngayon yan. Sabihin lang ninyo, kaya kung gano'n na lang, sabihin ko sa lahat ng mga bata dito sa Pilipinas, guys, follow the president, start smoking marijuana and graduate sa Cebu. Yung presidente, gano'n. The best example is gano'n.
But people are looking up to you as a patriot and national.
Civilian na ako. I have no authority to order them to...
order, but just enjoin them or...
And I am not enjoining them. I am not telling them anything. Ito lang ang tanong ko sa military. Hanggang kailan kayo magsuporta ng drug addict? Yes, about 4 years. Kayong magsabi, yes sir, we are a loyalist bunch of sabihin ko sa Pilipino, taga Davao, Sabi nitong mga military natin, okay daw. Ang critical dyan is alam nila na durugista si Presidente. Hindi nila, tanungin lang nila yung kaya isang kita mo kung hindi bangag. Tama isang gwardiya dyan sa Presidential Guard nag-suicide. Minumura. If you can tap the fingers and saying, iho, huwag ka na masyado matulog. Kunti na lang panahon. Ano kung ako yun, isin mo na, huwag ka muna tulog. Kape ka lang. Murahin mo, kaya po ka napahiya. Sundalo na pagkamatay.
Meron din na Colonel Mayor na
Oo, nabaril. Sa argument yun. Ito an argument about the present situation. I do not know whose side was the Colonel. There's a fracture now in the governance of Marcos. It cannot be remedied. There is no relief in sight. It is only the military who can correct it. How? I do not know.
But how if,
Sila man yung protector ng konstitusyon. So, bahala sila.
what if the military will not do something, sir?
Di palakpakin, let us applaud the military. We applaud the military for doing nothing.
Do you think, Mayor, takot sila?
Well, we'll slap our hands and say that the military is takot. Yes, sinabi mo eh. Hindi ko sinabi yan. Ikaw ang nagsabi.
What is the worst manifestation?
Siya yan, oh. Hindi ako.
What is the worst manifestation or element of silent martial law that you can now see in this government?
Hindi naman talaga martial law because martial law is something like...
The silent martial law.
Martial law is a military takeover. Mayroon akong i-suggest. Itong fracture na ito, mabigat to. Because ang nasa taas sa Congress, tambalos-los, pati ang presidente, they're now trying to be in cahoots. They would attempt to change the constitution. Diyan na magulo dyan talaga dyan. And to make Martin from speaker mag-transition to si Martin mag-transition to speaker to the parliamentary prime minister. And there is the ceremonial president na lang si Marcos.
So what's your reaction for the possibility of no L next year? No election? Possibility?
It can be possible. Wala tayong yung cards wala sa Pilipino. It's in the card. The cards is being held by Martin Romualdez and President Marcos.
Ilang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, this is the problem of non-lawyers. They insist on something that should not be done.
Noted, Congressman Marcoleta.
This is the problem of non-lawyers. This is the problem of non-lawyers. This is the problem of non-lawyers. They insist on something that should not be done.
Chair, since always po ini-invoke na kung ano yung dapat na conduct ng committee, ano yung bounds ng mga discussions natin. Mr. Chair, again, ang ginagawa po natin ay in aid of legislation at hindi po tayo makakagawa ng mga batas, hindi natin maaral yung pwedeng maging mga batas kung hindi natin pag-uusapan yung mga posibleng scenarios kahit hindi pa nangyayari, Mr. Chair. We can't have good laws kung hindi natin pag-uusapan paano yan pwedeng ipatupad, paano yan pwedeng maabuso, which means yung nagiging line of questioning na ating colleagues are essential to the conduct of our proceedings sa committee. Ilang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, this is the problem of non-lawyers. They insist. They insist on something that should not be done.
Noted,
Thank you.
Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair.
I know that our rules of procedure in aid of legislation includes suppletorily the use of the rules of court. Under the rules of court, Your Honor, which are the rules being used in the courts of law, hypothetical questions are not allowed to be asked. Are we supposed to insist on asking hypothetical questions?
Could you please be specific, Congressman Marcoleta?
It's very specific, Mr. Chair. The witness is being asked hypothetical questions. These are disallowed in the courts of law. If you're using the rules of court suppletorily, what is the purpose of asking hypothetical questions?
Under our internal rules, the rules of procedure governing the proceedings before the Committee on Good Government under Section 16, it provides that rules of procedure and evidence in any meeting of the committee, the rules of evidence prevailing in courts of law or equity shall not be controlling, and the committee shall use every and all reasonable means to ascertain the facts in each case speedily and objectively without regard to technicality of law or procedure.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we're talking of facts.
Only in the
We're not
intent.
talking about hypothetical situations here. We're not supposed to be getting facts out of speculations. We cannot speculate on the questions that should be asked and answered. This will not benefit the committee, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Noted, Congressman Marcoleta. Please
Mr. Chair.
continue with the...
Mr. Chair.
Congressman
Dagdag lang po na
Manuel.
response, Mr. Chair, since always po ini-invoke na kung ano yung dapat na conduct ng committee, ano yung bounds ng mga discussions natin. Mr. Chair, again, ang ginagawa po natin ay in aid of legislation at hindi po tayo makakagawa ng mga batas, hindi natin maaral yung pwedeng maging mga batas kung hindi natin pag-uusapan yung mga posibleng scenarios kahit hindi pa nangyayari, Mr. Chair. We can't have good laws kung hindi natin pag-uusapan paano yan pwedeng ipatupad, paano yan pwedeng maabuso, which means yung nagiging line of questioning na ating colleagues are essential to the conduct of our proceedings sa komite. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, this is the problem of non-lawyers. They insist on something that should not be done.
Noted,
Thank you.
Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes, Madam Vice President.
Can I answer as head of agency of the
Ano
Office
po,
of the
Madam?
Vice President? Can I answer as head of the agency of the Office of the Vice President as well?
With respect to the...
To the comment manifestation of Congressman Marcoleta, sir.
No, you are not allowed. Please continue, Congresswoman Luisto.
Ms. Acosta, ano po ba ang nararamdaman nyo? Of course, I'm concerned about you. Ano po yun?
Nanginginig po, ma'am.
Bakit po kayo nanginginig? Bukod po sa nanginginig, ano pong nararamdaman nyo? Hindi naman po ako sumisigaw.
Kasi po, wala po talaga akong alam kung sino po yun, si Kukoy Villamin, si Grace Piatos po. Kasi po, si Sir La Chica po ang nasa ground po. Siya po ang nagpipipirma. Nag-base na lang po ako sa sinaol sa binalik niya sa akin na acknowledgement receipt po, ma'am.
Pero ma'am, I hope you acknowledge na yun pong sinasabi niyong ginawa ni Colonel La Chica. Yun po'y trabaho niyo as a special disbursing officer.
Yes, ma'am. Pero may utos po ang aking boss, ma'am, na i-release ko po kay Sir La Chica, ma'am.
I heard you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We will just proceed with the question. Tell me pag hindi nyo na po kaya, I will stop. Ano po? You just answer from what you believe is true to yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Punta po tayo kay Kokoy Villamin. Do you know this person?
Wala po talaga akong alam, ma'am.
Wala po kayong alam.
Yes po, ma'am.
Surname Villamin. May kilala po ba kay sa Davao na Villamin?
Wala po akong alam, ma'am. Wala po akong kilala, ma'am.
Okay. So you cannot answer with respect to the identity of this Kokoy Villamin. Mr. Chair, do we have the NBI here as well as the PSA? They are not yet here.
Not yet here.
But I believe that
We have submitted the acknowledgement receipt. In process daw po.
okay. Ms. Acosta, do you confirm that the 125 million for the last quarter of 2022 was utilized from December 21 to December 31 as stated in the records?
Yes, ma'am. Based po sa binigay sa akin ni Sir La Chica
Okay.
na accomplishment report at saka acknowledgement receipt po.
Ms. Acosta, this is 125 million spent in, I believe 10 days nga po ito eh. Hindi 11 days. Kasi under the law, when we count, we exclude the first, we include the last. So if we count from December 21 to December 31, this will be equivalent to 10 days. Tanggalin po natin yung sinasabi ni Chairman Acop na holiday, 3 days, in other words, 7 araw na lang po. Can you please enlighten us? Paano po kaya naubos, naibayad, na-disburse ni Colonel La Chica yung buong amount ng 125 million in 7 days?
Ma'am, hindi po ako makasagot niyan, ma'am. Kasi hindi po ako ang naggastos in reality po, ma'am. Si Sir La Chica po ang may alam, ma'am.
Ma'am, you were the special disbursing officer of Davao from 2019 to 2022. And then you became the disbursing officer of the OVP. So kagaya po ng sabi nyo kanina, you have mastered already the process of utilization of confidential fund. Isang tanong lang po, posible po ba ito na ang 125 million ay magastos sa nalolooban lamang ng 7 weekdays?
Hindi ko po alam, ma'am. Kasi hindi po ako ang personal gastos
Ms.
po sa
Acosta,
pera, ma'am.
the question is based on your experience as SDO. Sabi niyo po kanina, 3 years kayong naging SDO ng Confidential Fund in Davao City. You even said you have mastered already the process of utilization. Ayon po ba sa karanasan ninyong yun po bang 125 million? Kaya po bang gastusin yun sa loob ng 7 weekdays, araw na may pasok lamang? Base po sa inyong karanasan, kaya po o hindi?
Hindi ko yan masagot, ma'am. Kasi hindi po ako ang nag-disburse na 125 million, ma'am. Si Sir La Chica po, ma'am.
Ms. Acosta, our question is based on your experience.
Hindi po ganun ang confidential fund sa Davao, ma'am. Hindi po ganun kalaki, ma'am.
In other words, ayon po sa inyong karanasan bilang confidential fund ng Davao 2019 to 2022, hindi kaya gastusin ang 125 million in 7 days. Tama po ba?
Hindi po ako makasabing tama, ma'am, kasi hindi po ganyan ang confidential fund sa Davao, ma'am.
Ma'am, the question is based on your experience. Kung ito po ba'y dadalhin natin doon sa sitwasyon nyo bilang SDO ng Davao, kaya po kaya yun? Gagastusin?
Hindi ko masagot, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us proceed to the certification. The Secretariat, please flash.